Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video clicking on, my name is Katie and I make a bunch of different videos from beauty to fashion to painting to reviews, tutorials, everything like that. So if you like me and you like my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But today's video is going to be something completely different on my channel and I'm so excited about it. If this video has been going around, then I'm sorry, but I feel like I haven't seen this video idea. So yay, but if it's already out there, then sorry. But today I wanted to go ahead and go through every single category of my collection and talk about if I think it's worth going high-end or if the drugstore can have comparable products. I have just been so into drugstore lately and it's just been so much more intriguing to me than high-end makeup, which has honestly never happened to me. I'm always like been a high-end like snob, like I mentioned before, and not like high-end like Chanel or, you know, YSL or anything like that. Like that's too much, but like just Sephora brands, you know, and ultra prestige brands. I just always thought that they were way better than the drugstore products, but the actual opposite has been kind of happening for me lately, and I just find that I found so many great products at the drugstore, and I just wanted to go ahead and kind of share with you guys what I think is worth saving your money on, and also what I think is definitely worth the splurge, and I think you will enjoy spending a little bit more to getting a more great quality product. So if you like my video and you were excited for this, make sure to like this video, but let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with foundation, and I definitely think it's worth the splurge to go high-end, and I'm going to tell you why. So I know there are some pretty good drugstore foundations, but I just found that I could never find my shade that worked for me. I never really loved the finish of it. Sometimes it would make my skin look really dry or it'd make me break out, and also you can't really return foundations from the drugstore. I mean, you can, but I feel like it's definitely frowned upon too, and it's like really awkward. So I just love high-end because you can get a sample, you can try it, you can make sure it's your right shade, and if you don't like it, you can return it. And that's what I just really love. I feel like the drugstore definitely lacks in, you know, being able to try it. And also I feel like sometimes drugstore foundations will oxidize a little bit more orange or pink, and the undertones can be a little bit off, definitely for my skin tone. I kind of have like a yellow undertone, but it's like not pink, but it's not warm. It's kind of like in the middle. It's like a weird undertone, and so a lot of drugstore foundations just flat out don't work for me. So the one high-end foundation that I would definitely recommend splurging on would be the Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation. I love this stuff. You guys know I made a video about it. I'll go ahead and link it up in the cards, but I love this foundation. It's great for just mixing in with anything that you have on hand. So I'll put this in with my moisturizer, with my BB creams, with my No. 7 Lip Illuminate, which actually from the drugstore, but it's like $15, so I feel like it's almost high-end, but I love that one from No. 7, but I really like this one for a high-end foundation. It doesn't break me out. It just is super thin and lightweight, but it gives such great coverage for being so lightweight. Definitely if you are dry, you'll go ahead and see my video, but definitely if you're dry, you will need to add something else in with this. You can't wear it alone. But I just think it's so worth it, and I love this, and I love the color of it. It just blends in perfectly. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and go quickly through concealers. I do have two high-end concealers, which I will say I am obsessed with them, but I also have found a great drugstore concealer, which actually isn't with me, but it was in my last empties, and the drugstore one that I really love is the Ulta Full Coverage Waterproof Concealer. It's a great concealer. It gives you that kind of appearance of the Tarte Shape Tape. It's really matte. It kind of like brightens up your face if you do get a light enough shade, and it's just super thin and it just looks really pretty throughout the day. So I would highly recommend that one from the drugstore. Other than that, I haven't tried too many drugstore, to be honest. I tried like the Maybelline Fit Me a long time ago. It wasn't my favorite. I know a lot of people like that, but it wasn't my favorite. I also tried the L'Oreal True Match, like their little doe foot, or not doe foot, it's like a little wand basically, and I didn't like that one as well. So the Ulta one is the only one that I found that I really do love, but the two high-end versions that I just absolutely love, I hate it because they're so expensive. The first one is the number 7, no. The first one is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I love this. If you struggle with acne and you just want to cover it, but you also don't want to look super cakey and you just want it to blend into your skin, highly, highly recommend this. I love this concealer. The only thing that I will say is it's $29. $29. That's like the same price as a foundation. So I do not purchase this all the time. I bought this whenever I think it was like 20% off or something like that, or I had a gift card. So I did purchase it again, but I love this stuff so much, but it's so expensive. So I did purchase the Ulta concealer, so I won't be purchasing this for a little bit. Probably I'll buy this in June for like my wedding because I just love it so much for that. But every day for me, I will go the drugstore route, but definitely special occasions, or if you just really struggle with acne and you're okay spending this much, it just covers the right amount, so it doesn't look like super full coverage, but it also just kind of masks the redness a little bit. So highly recommend this. And then the other concealer is the Tarte Shape Tape. I know. I don't really think I have to say anything about this, but I do really enjoy this. I do love it for underneath my eyes and also for down my nose to kind of like non-tour. That's what they called it in Clinique. It's like where you don't contour, but you just kind of put a little bit of like highlightness. You kind of highlights like certain areas of your face. So I do really love that for this aspect. It doesn't move literally all day long. So I recommend this. Again, I know some people are like not loving Tarte right now, which I totally understand with their shade selection. I'm not even getting into that, but I do really like this concealer. Okay, now for under eye setting powders. I have found a new drugstore favorite, and it's actually in my Laura Mercier translucent like little bin, or not bin, what is this called, container. So I have fallen in love with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. That is like the best loose powder that I have ever found from the drugstore. Now, definitely high end. I love the Laura Mercier one. I think it's definitely worth the price tag. I know it's so expensive, but it works just so beautifully. But if you are on a budget and you're looking for something that kind of does the same thing, go to the Maybelline. You'll save so much more money. I think it's only like $6 or $7 from Maybelline if you get it at Walmart. Walmart's the cheapest, so definitely always buy your drugstore makeup at Walmart, okay? Just saying. But I love that powder, and I have it in this container just because this one's a little bit easier, but I have mine in the shade Light Fair. It's what I'm wearing underneath my eyes. They also have one in the shade Light, so if you are my skin tone, I would recommend going with the light. I might pick, or I think it's called Fair, because I think I have Fair Light. But anyway, it's the first shade in their whole like collection, and it just looks so much brighter, which I really kind of want to pick up. Because the one that I'm wearing right now, it kind of just blends in with my skin and like the rest of my foundation, but I want something that's a little bit more brightening. So yeah, I would definitely recommend, if you're me or a little bit darker, I would go with the Fair. But again, go Maybelline, go drugstore, absolutely love it. Okay, also for powders, I don't even think I have to say anything. I totally think you should go to the drugstore for the L'Oreal True Match face powder. I have just literally gone through like 6 or 7 or 10 of these. I don't know how many. I just keep purchasing it. I have it in the shade Light Ivory, and it just does exactly what you need. It sets your foundation. I don't think it's worth spending the $30 at you know, Sephora or Ulta to get like a $30 powder, when this does the exact same thing. It sets your makeup, it makes it so that you can blend your other powders on top of it, and that's all you need from a face powder, you know? So highly recommend this one. I definitely think go drugstore all the way. Okay, so now for blush, bronzer, and highlights. I'm gonna say I would recommend to go high end, and that is only because I have had some breakouts in the past with using drugstore like bronzer, blushes, and highlights. It's just been recently, I don't know, this past year my skin has just been like literally flipped upside down, had to deal with so many different skin issues, so I have been going high end and I haven't had as many problems. It also could be because my skin's getting better, I don't know, but I'd recommend going high end. I think that you can definitely find some great things at the drugstore. So for bronzer, if you are a drugstore, go with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. You'll thank me later. It's such a great bronzer. I stopped using it because I think it's something that broke me out. I'm not positive. So I did buy a high-end version of it. This is from Clinique, and it's their Sun-Kissed bronzer. This one is a little bit orange, I will say. So if you are like as fair as I am, it is a little bit orange if you go too heavy-handed on it. Now, if you use a light layer like I did today, I don't think it looks too orange. So this isn't my favorite, to be 100% honest, but it doesn't break me out, so I'm just kind of using it. And then for blush, I love Tarte blushes. I think they are so great. They last on my skin all day long, and that's something that I've never had before with other brands of blushes. I always, at the end of the day, felt like I had nothing left on my face, and with the Tarte blushes, I see it when I'm getting ready at like 6:30 in the morning, and I see it at night when I am leaving at, you know, 6 or 7. So I really love them. One of my favorite colors is Seduce. It's what I'm wearing today. It's kind of like a more warm pink, but I just really like it. I think it's such a pretty color. So for highlights, I would definitely say go high-end. I have found one amazing drugstore highlight. I think you guys know if you've been watching me. It is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. I absolutely love this. I think it's such a great highlighter. You can see there's like a dip in it. I just really like this stuff. But again, this is such a like your skin kind of highlight. So it's nothing that looks super intense and wet and crazy. It just really makes you look like you're glowing and you're healthy. So I love that for that aspect. But if I want something that has a little more of a punch to it, I found that when I tried drugstore highlights, it just looked a little bit chalky and glittery. Now that's not to say that high-end highlights don't have glitter and chunk, because they do too, and I'm like, why? Like, no one wants to look like a disco ball, okay? Everyone wants to look like they're just glowing, and I feel like some products just look crazy. But I have found more luck with high-end than I have drugstore, so I would definitely recommend Becca. I would definitely recommend this Smashbox Casey Holmes like trio. Love this thing to death. It's definitely what I'm wearing on my wedding day. It just gives such, it's what I'm wearing today. It's such a pretty glow, but at the same time, you cannot see a stripe of highlight. Like, you can't see anything, but in pictures, it just makes your skin look so beautiful. I love this. This is in the color Pearl. They also have one in gold, but gold's definitely too dark for me. But Pearl, I love, highly recommend. All right, so I know I'm trying to go fast with this video because my first time, I didn't even get to my face products, and it was already at 17 minutes. So, for the eye portion, so like your brows, your eyeliner, your mascara, go drugstore. Do not waste your money on high-end mascaras and liners and everything that, like, you're not wasting your money, because you're definitely getting some quality products from the high-end, you know, brands. But I think that the drugstore has just been killing it lately with their products, and I think you could definitely save your money and splurge in other areas. So for brows, I think this comes to no surprise. My favorite that I found is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist line, and it's their brow gel. I think it's called their plumping brow gel, and then it's just their shape and fill. So this one is like the Anastasia brow definer, I want to say, where it kind of has like that triangle tip. It works amazing. It lasts even longer than the Anastasia ones, and I just absolutely love this. I cannot recommend this more. I get so many compliments on my brows, and I'm always like, girl, go to the drugstore, because they have such great products. As well as for the liquid liner that I wear the NYX Epic Ink Liner. It's behind me, so I don't want to go grab it, but it's a NYX Epic Ink Liner, and it is so great. It's just as good as the Stila liquid liner. It's a felt tip. It just works really well. It's super black. It's super intense. It lasts you a long time. Highly recommend. Don't waste your money on an $18 eyeliner. Definitely get the NYX one for, I think, like $8. It's awesome. And then also mascara. Girl, do not waste your money on mascara, especially if it's just for like an everyday occasion. Now, if it's something like your wedding or a special event, or like it's anniversary or graduation, I would say go high end for either Giorgio Armani, okay? Their Eyes to Kill is an amazing mascara. Also the Estee Lauder, what is it called? Sumptuous Knockout. Estee Lauder Sumptuous Knockout. Love. I'm wearing that on my wedding day. I'm gonna spend the $27 because I think it's totally worth it. It gives that extra oomph to your lashes that I haven't found from the drugstore, but for an everyday look, I am not gonna spend that on a mascara. So two that I would recommend is, of course, the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Love that stuff to death. But I did try this one out. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I wore this like all throughout high school, and I just wanted to purchase it again to see A, if I liked it, and also B, to try something different than the L'Oreal one, because I bought it like 6 or 7 times in a row. And I do really like this. I still love the L'Oreal one better, but again, there are so many great, amazing drugstore mascaras, and I don't think it's worth it to buy high-end. All right, for lid priming or lid primers, I would definitely say, again, go drugstore. My two favorites are the Milani eyeshadow primer. I think this stuff works amazing. I have the actual Too Faced shadow insurance, and I pick this one over that one every single day. I think this one just works really great. It doesn't dry out my eyelids, which you guys know I struggle with eczema on my eyelids. It doesn't dry it out. I just really love it. And then for a glitter glue, which I think is so vital to a collection, if you guys have never tried it before, go out and buy the NYX one. This is the Too Faced one just because, or I have the Too Faced version just because I've literally had this for like probably 6 years. I definitely should get a new one, but it still works good and I haven't had any issues with it. But a glitter glue is such a cool product to add to your collection because it just makes your shadows look vibrant. It makes them look more wet and metallic and foiled. So highly recommend it, but I've heard such great things from the NYX shadow insurance, or their version of a glitter glue. So definitely go with that version. But yeah, love that. Go drugstore for sure. Okay, all we have left is eyeshadows and lip stuff. So I'm so sorry this is taking so long, but eyeshadows, I think you guys are gonna know. I would say go high end all the way. I have just never found a drugstore eyeshadow palettes or eyeshadow that I've just been totally obsessed with. I just find that they just are a little bit more chalky, they're a little bit harder to blend, they don't last as long on my eyes, and I just don't think it's worth fussing with it every single day. I think it's definitely worth it just to get a great high-end palette and just basically call it a day. So I wanted to kind of pull out some of my favorites that I have purchased throughout the years. Not the years, like the past 2 years. I always am going through my collection, but definitely #1 palette I would say is get the Too Faced chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate bar palette. I love this. It's the great neutral everyday palette. If you are somebody that just wants a no fuss palette, something that just works and just looks really pretty every day, definitely go with this palette. You're not gonna regret it. But if you're looking, I'm so sorry, I have like an itch, like right above my lip, and it's like itching so bad. I would also recommend going for the Modern Renaissance. This is one that I didn't even think was like, you know, I never reached for it, but over this past month using it, I highly recommend. You are gonna love it. Just you'll thank me later. This is such a great palette. Another one that I would recommend is the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. Now this one is actually a lot cheaper. This one's like $22. You can now get it on Ulta, which is pretty cool, but it looks like this. Such a beautiful palette. You get so many colors. You get the neutral colors, but you also get some pops of color. I really like this one. I cannot attest for all BH Cosmetics eyeshadows. This is the only one that I found, but this is like high-end quality and sometimes even better. So highly recommend this one. And then the other ones that I would recommend is from ColourPop. Again, these are a lot more less expensive. This is the All I See Is Magic palette, but they have so many palettes. So if you go on their website and just kind of pick out one that you like, I think this is such great quality for the price. I will definitely say that the mattes are amazing. I love the mattes. These shimmers, you will have to use your fingers. It doesn't really work great with a brush, but definitely for the price and for the blendability, go with ColourPop if you are on a budget. All right, and then the last things that I'm going to talk about is lips. Now, I think you guys are gonna know which way I'm gonna swing, but it's gonna be high-end. And the only reason why I say that is because you can try it on, you can see the shades. If you don't like it, you can return it. I have just spent so much money in the past trying drugstore lip products that I've just been burned so many times. I always think, oh, this is the one. This is gonna be like the perfect shade. And every time I hate it. And so I definitely think it's worth it. If you are somebody that's just not really into lips, but you wanna have like a really pretty lip color, just go high end. Make sure the undertones look good on you. Make sure it doesn't make your teeth look yellow, and just go high end. So I love the Bite Beauty lip liners. It's what I wear almost every single day. I have this shade and I have one more, and I just like literally go in between both of them. They do not dry your lips out. They last all day, and I just found that they are just so comfortable to wear. I found so many dry lip liners that I just kind of got turned off by them, but trying the Bite Beauty, I have gotten back into them, and I really think they do make a difference. And then for lipstick, one that I'd recommend that actually is kind of like drugstore price is from ColourPop. Their lippy sticks are amazing. They are so creamy, they're so wearable, and they just don't feel like you're wearing anything on your lips today. Right now I'm wearing the color Aquarius, and it's the cream version of it. I love this. It's so comfortable, it's so just buttery. I just really enjoy this product. So I would definitely say go ColourPop. But then again, if you go to the Sephora or something and you just try on shades to make sure you like them, I would say go high end, definitely. Alright, that's everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and found it fun to watch. I'm so sorry this was such a long video, but I just wanted to go ahead and go through everything in my collection and kind of just talk about what I think is truly worth the money and what I think you can definitely save on. If you guys are still watching, I love you guys, and you are like true fans. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any of your favorites I mentioned, or maybe favorites that I never mentioned but you're like, hey, you need to try this, leave a comment down below. I love knowing and seeing your recommendations, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.